What up, everybody? You're now tuned into Jaguars Daily. I'm your host, Brandon Lampley, back today with another video. What's going on, family? It's good to see everybody. How's everybody? How's the kids? How's your mama? How you doing? Man, let's get this Monday started off good to get your week flowing, man. We got to go on a little rant today. It's rant. We got to go on a rant today. I'm sorry, but I have to do it. Hopefully I can get to my other topics. I may have to speed through them because I may rant just a little bit. But just a little rant, man, when it comes to the whole discourse around Travis Hunter. Like it's been crazy to see, man. It's been crazy to see. Not the reporting of what's Cameron Wolf reported a long time ago and stuff like that, because we know the national media is what they are. Like they're only looking for relevancy. They're looking for rage bait, anything to farm engagement. That's what they're looking for. So that part of it, in the reporting, the Jacksonville traded up too much, just for a corner and blah 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 blah. Not to mention Sauce Gardner just went for 2 firsts, and he has no receiver capabilities in the NFL, at least, maybe personally in backyard football or something like that, or playing outside of the NFL, he does, but not in the NFL. And he went for 2 firsts, but I digress on that. The thing that's really been a little crazy to see is the aha gotcha people, man. I don't understand. I don't understand. I wonder if it stems from him, being close to Dion and playing with Dion at Jackson State in Colorado. Maybe that's why he get the stuff he gets, or the things in his personal life, that went viral, and the issues with his significant other and whatnot, and which I don't care about those things. I care about football. Whatever it is, but there's people who they're waiting to see this kid fail, and they're waiting. They're just waiting for that moment. I've seen a few former NFL players who are in the media now. There's like, oh yeah, I told you he can't go both ways. It's impossible. Nobody's ever done it. About. It's like you were waiting for that. Like you have no positive thoughts about this kid and what he's trying to accomplish, what he's trying to do. Nothing. No, the only thing you're worried about now is you were right. That's what it seems like. People are waiting to say, "Hi, we were right, Jacksonville. You shouldn't have traded up for him. He's not a two-way player. He's an average receiver. He's a decent corner." Like, from all the narratives I've seen, man, it's getting weird. It's getting weird. It really is. It's getting weird. Travis, I feel for Travis just a little bit because, like, okay, Trevor Lawrence plays quarterback, and so that position, most important position on the field, immense amount of pressure, game in, game out, year in, year out. It's what it is. But we can make the argument right now that the pressure Travis has on him, and this is pressure that he also puts on himself. This is not just from the outside. There's some outside pressure, but at the end of the day, who cares? It's a bunch of people just like me sitting talking to a camera, whether they get a million views or they get 10 views. Just what it is. Travis has so much pressure on him to perform. It's quarterback like. This is just from my opinion, from the outside looking in. It's quarterback like, the pressure that he's going to have on himself and others are going to have on him to perform going forward. Because the backlash just off a report has been absolutely crazy. Okay, crazy. And let's just look at the report and break the report down. Full-time corner, part-time wide receiver. Or so they say. And people take that as, he's number 1 corner. He's going to play all defense. And then they're going to sprinkle him in. He have a package here or there on offense. It's not what that means, man. How do you confuse that? I'm genuinely confused about that. How do you confuse that? But when it comes to national people, you don't follow them or go to them for information about your team. Like, I realized that years ago because they don't know. They don't know and don't care enough to do the homework. Boots are not on the ground. They're not asking the questions. They don't have the pulse of the team. All they have is, oh, that's the headline. Why they getting their makeup done? Oh, that's the headline. Okay, okay, I got something for that headline right here. Okay, Travis Hunter here. That's pretty much about it, man. That, every now and then, and this is not to discredit them, the ones who actually do the work, because you have those who do report stuff accurately, and it's true, and so okay, they did their homework, they got their sources or whatever. But for the most part, man, it's like it's Jacksonville, so who cares about getting it right? Which, hey, to a certain extent, okay, I get it. I understand. I mean, I've been a fan all my life. I've seen the bias. It's what it is. It's like, hey, if we go into a national college football show and they're like, all right, man, let's talk about Tulane. Sorry, Tulane, no disrespect. I'm just using you as an example. And all the Ohio Stater, Alabamas, Michigans, all the blue blood teams, fans, they're like, Tulane? That's what the Jaguars are to them. Just call it what it is. But for Travis, man, I do feel for him a little bit about the pressure that he's going to have on himself and others are going to have on him to perform. But I think he can live up to it. There's no way on God's green earth is he going to be just a corner and then they're like, oh, 2 to 3 plays here or there on offense, especially if he's playing well on offense. You got to be out your mind. You got to be out your mind. The path is there for him to start both ways still. It absolutely is. Because the league changes, man. The league changes. They have a need at corner. Because the wide receiver room is seemingly, let's call it seemingly stacked right now. Because it is, you think that, oh yeah, he's not going to play much wide receiver because we have all these guys. Dog, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. We thought this wide receiver room was stacked before the year started, didn't we? Didn't we? When they added Travis to it, we thought, okay, they got this is pretty stacked. This is pretty nice. With they had De'Ami Brown. You got Parker Washington, who was a solid 4. Brian Thomas Jr., we think is going to be our alpha, number 1. Travis 1B. De'Ami Brown's out there. We got Tim Patrick. So he's like, okay, it's pretty nice. Found out, hey, what happened? What happened? Brian Thomas Jr. regressed. So boom, you down 1. Parker Washington steps up. So now you got a guy. De'Ami Brown, we're not even gonna get into the details of that. You're down 2. So now you're not so stacked. Now it's looking like Parker Washington and Tim Patrick. Those are your guys who are your most reliable. Brenton Strange missed time, so that's part of the receiving core. He missed time, so you're down to tight end. You got Hunter Long and Johnny Munt, who got outsnapped by Quentin Morris towards the end of the year. So you're not so stacked anymore, right? That's what they made the trade for Jacoby Myers. This wasn't because of the Travis Hunter injury. This was always in the works. This was because of the Brian Thomas Jr. and De'Ami Brown. That's what that was about. So now it's not as stacked. So going forward, you don't know that. We don't know anything about his role, the fluidity of it, nothing, man. All we know is that he's going to play corner. He's not going to come off the field. And offense is fluid, man. We don't know. You don't know because there's no way he plays and he balls out that they're taking him off the field. The path to be a starter on offense and defense is still there. It's there for the taking. It is. It is. Just don't believe me? Look at Parker Washington. Look at Parker. Parker say, hey, you have to play me. You have to play me. You have no choice. I need to be on the field because I make plays when I'm on the field. That's all Travis has to do. That's all he has to do, man. So it's crazy. It's crazy. I know. It is what it is. But hey, I don't know what else to say, man. Just the national media, they are who they are, and they're going to be who they are. If you're new to this isn't new. This is something they've always done. It's just now that we're in the social media age where everybody's jumping on the hot new thing. This is where we are. This is where we are. And then people like to pile on for whatever reason. Just like about Travis' personal life. People piling on, man. I've seen so many videos about him and his significant other and all this stuff. Man, like it's what people do. So, man, shout out to Travis. He's gonna have a successful season. Injuries be damned. Yeah. So, but let's move forward, and we're staying on Travis, but we're gonna talk about Ian Rapoport. Speaking of national media, Ian did a report on it's the NFL Network. It was one of those shows. I don't know. Don't care. Where he talked about Travis being a full-time CB and a part-time wide receiver, and that's the report or whatever. And Travis retweeted him and said, "Now, who told you this?" Now, the problem I have with text, my problem with text is a long-standing problem. It's been a problem for a long, long time. The issue with text is you can't convey tone through text, or it's hard to interpret tone through text because things can get misconstrued. Because yeah, you may not be angry, but it may come across as angry, or you may seemingly care, but it come across as you not care. So it's very hard to convey that through text and text message. So when he said, "Now, who told you this?" How? I mean, what does he mean by that? What is the tone in which he's saying it? Like, hey, man, you got your facts wrong. It's false. And like, well, nah, or nah. I'm starting, dog. I'm starting on both sides of the ball. Who told you that, dog? That ain't my plan. My plan is to start. So which one is it? We don't know. It's just it's just text at this point. And him asking Ian Rapoport, who told him this? And yeah, I would like to know too. Yeah, who told you that? Who told you that, Ian? Where'd you get that from? Because why was there another report needed to be made after Cameron Wolf has already made this report? Like it's so funny to me because a few weeks from now this story dies, and let's say Adam Schefter posts that's what his role is going to be. It's going to be another wave of stupidness. It's crazy. It's crazy. This has already been known. It's already known. We knew this. I knew this a long time ago. Before I even started the Jaguars Daily, before I started podcasting and covering the Jaguars again, I knew about this because I followed the team. This is something we already knew. So I just at this point, man, hey, all I care about now is football. This is let's just strap them up and put cleats on the grass, man. Let's go. Because now we're at a point where it's like, who playing what? He's doing this, he's doing that. Dog, I don't care. I don't care. All I want to see is him on the field being successful in the Jaguars uniform. Because that's what's best for the team. Point blank period, man. Point blank period. So I think I went. It's been going 13 minutes on that. Okay, all right. Yeah, I did go a little long, but hey, it is what it is. So we're gonna move forward though. We're gonna keep this Monday going, man. Feeling pretty good today. I just had to get that out. I drank my coffee and everything, man. I had to get amped up for that one. It's man, national media and just media period and what it has turned into. Media has turned into news makers, not news reporters. It's not their job. They've become the show. Like, not the name drop, but there's certain prominent people who are in the national media space as far as sports are concerned, and they themselves are more of a brand and a show than the thing that they're actually supposed to be reporting on and doing their job on. Tells you a lot, doesn't it? So that's why now the local media for the win. Local media for the win. Support your local media member that's covering whatever your favorite sport is in your area. Support them. That's who you support. Don't support the national guys, because as far as when it comes to your team, now if you like them personally, then yeah. But when it comes to your team, support your local guys, man. But we're gonna move on and leave it right there. And we're gonna get into CJ Daniels. Got a few minutes before we get on up out of here. Gotta get the little one to school. and get this day going and get this paper. So, Jags met virtually with C.J. Daniels, the first, and that I know of, that this regime, as far as a college prospect, that they've met with. And this was virtually. They didn't even do it in person, so this wasn't a top 30 visit. But C.J. Daniels, wide receiver from Miami, just give you some measurables. 6'2", 205 pounds. Ran a 4.58 40. And let's talk about some of his strengths real quick. Some of his weaknesses. Say fluid hips and quick feet allow him to sink, snap off routes, and generate separation at the top of his breaks with consistent quickness that makes life tough on defensive backs. Natural ball tracker who locates throws over his shoulder with ease, adjusting his body mid-stride and extending to pluck passes away from his frame at the catch point. Put on an elite drop rate performance and at LSU in 2024, recording 0 drops on 42 catches and a 91.4 drop grade that season, showcasing dependable hands. Willing and capable blocker who Miami trusted as a move blocker in their screen game and pre-snap motion packages, consistently sealing off defenders in the ground attack. Smart route runner who uses head fakes, tempo changes, and leverage manipulation to sell routes, create windows rather than relying purely on athletic traits. Versatile alignment profile, lining up predominantly outside 83% of his snaps in 2025 while showing comfort working in the slot, giving coordinators real flexibility. Competitive toughness and it shows up in contested catch situations, converting 11 of 17 contested catches targets at Miami for a 64.7 rate while also drawing 3 pass interference calls. Solid yards after catch producer who forced 31 missed tackles across his career and racked up 5.9 yards after catch per reception during his monster 2023 breakout at Liberty. So weaknesses: lacks the extra gear to pull away from coverage on vertical routes, and while his 40 is respectable, his play speed doesn't always match the number on tape. Don't care. Can you catch the ball? You get the ball in your hands and get up the field. That's all I care about. Production took a clear step back at the Power 4 level, with his yards per route run dropping from 3.94 at Liberty in 2023 to 1.32 at LSU and 1.73 at Miami. Drop rate spiked to 9.8% during that big 2023 season at Liberty. 6 drops on 61 catchable targets, and he added 2 more drops on 53 catchable balls at Miami in 2025. Does not always, well, they just praise his hands. Now they talking about drop rate. Okay. Does not always attack the football aggressively at the catch point, occasionally letting the ball travel to him rather than working back toward the throw, inviting disruption. Contested catches conversion of just 52.4% during his 2021 season and a career mark of 62.3 suggests he can get muscled off spots by physical corners when he doesn't initiate contact. I mean, you can look at that 2 ways. I mean, that was early in his career versus now. So which player is he? Is he the player he was early in his career, or he's the player he is now? Because at Miami, it was actually good. So, but potential replacement for Tim Patrick. I like it. I watch Miami. CJ's a good player. He projected to go, I think, in the 3rd round. Come on, Brandon, you running the show. You're supposed to have this ready. 5th. Yeah, he's projected to go in the 5th round. So, all right, man, take him. I'm all for it. And we're moving, and we're grooving. Treydan Stukes. You know how I like my corners, man. So Treydan Stukes, corner, Arizona, 6'2", 195. He's a slot. He was slot/nickel zone CB, so he's a big nickel. He has versatility. He can play outside. But let's get into this. Terrific size for a nickel at 6'2", 195, giving him a physical advantage over most slot receivers at the catch point and in contested catch situation. Move with surprising fluidity for his height. His hips don't portray him the way they do with most tall corners, and he can flip and run without losing ground. Outstanding zone coverage processor who reads the quarterback's eyes, picks up route combinations early, and triggers downhill before the ball arrives. delivers a forceful two-handed jam at the line that knocks receivers off their stems and disrupts the timing in the passing game from the first snap. Ball production speaks for itself. 7 career interceptions, 21 pass breakups, 207 targets faced with a career completion rate against them well under the national average. Blows up screen with frightening recognition. Speed. He sees the blocking pattern develop and attacks through stalk blockers before the catch is even made. Long striding top end speed allows him to recover on vertical routes and contest fades, even when he gets a late jump off the line or bites on underneath fakes. Versatile special teams contributor, reps across kick return, kick coverage, punt return, punt coverage, and field goal block units, giving him immediate NFL roster value on day one. That's important. Weaknesses: will be 24 before his rookie season, and the torn ACL in 2024 means teams are buying a player under 2 years removed from a significant knee injury. Gets caught flat-footed and stacked vertically far too often. Receivers with good stems can get on top of him because he commits his weight forward, hunting the break. Lacks the short area quickness and mirror ability to survive extended reps and press man coverage against twitchy slot receivers who win with sharp lateral cuts. Yeah, because he's big. He's going to struggle with short or smaller, fast wide receivers. Takes poor pursuit angles in the run game, overcommitting to one gap and opening up wide lanes. His aggressiveness becomes a liability when he can't redirect, struggles to consistently stack and shed blocks at the point of attack, lacking the play strength to anchor against bigger bodies in the run game. So, man, some of like I said, the coaching is some of that, but I mean, both of these guys, these will be a nice get. Treydan Stukes and CJ Daniels upgrades your DB room and wide receiver room immediately because they both bring special teams value right off the bat and can develop into something. Don't know what just yet, but I think they can. Especially CJ Daniels. You know, you're looking at a 5th wide receiver. I'll take that. Treydan Stukes. I mean, you're looking at a nickel with he has some versatility where he can play outside, but you're not looking for him to play major reps right now. So I'll take him all day long. But that is my time. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on all my social medias. And remember, support your local media members, please. Follow me on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Give your boy that 5-star rating. I appreciate it, man. I'm trying to run this thing up, trying to get the voice out there because, hey, I'm for the people. I'm here for you, man. That's what I'm here for you, for sure. Until next time, I'll talk to you guys later, man. Peace out.